Payroll is an important part of a public sector organization. Organizations need to be able to control the cost of their complex legacy systems. They need to simplify and standardize their current payroll processes, and they need to be able to accurately pay a broad range of employee populations.
Oracle Cloud Payroll is a solution with broad reach and flexibility that can help you remain compliant with all of your regulatory needs from a payroll perspective. You have real-time access to all of your information. You have full end-to-end visibility and total control over all of your payroll processes. Now, let me talk a little bit about the actual payroll process itself as it stands in HCM Cloud. And it's very similar to many processes that public sector agencies use today. The first step being is that you manage all of your preparatory steps. You gather your time. You get all of your payment requests. You have any batch processes that you need to load, and you get that all set up in the system. And then from there, you start running your payroll. You manage your calculations. You gather your costing information, as well as viewing results once that's complete. And at that point, you check to see if there's any errors that need to be done, any other changes that need to happen, such as record changes that are last minute, those types of things that happen every week in payroll. Then from there, once that's finalized, you start distributing your information, such as your payroll reports, your pay slips. You manage your accounting practices, as well as transferring electronic funds, cutting checks for live check pay individuals, and the like. And that covers the complete payroll process.
So I've heard that customers have very complex and specific requirements for different groups of people. For example, collective bargaining agreements. Is this something Oracle HCM can handle?
Absolutely. Oracle Cloud Payroll can handle many different types of complex and simple solutions when it comes to payroll. There's two things that I want you to remember: elements and fast formula. Those are two notions about Oracle Payroll that make payroll extremely flexible to handle these types of complex situations. Let's first talk about elements. Now, elements are building blocks within Cloud Payroll that handle all of those different earnings, deductions that you manage every time in your payroll cycles. So for example, earnings elements, those are regular wages, bonuses, overtime, double time, those types of situations where people need to get paid. When it comes to deductions, taxes, garnishments, child supports, those are elements that are deduction elements. We all have benefits and manage benefits such as medical, dental. Those costs come out as benefits elements. We also have leave elements, vacation, sick, family medical leave, all controlled by elements within payroll. And then we have other things, such as car allowance or tuition reimbursement. Those types of items that are controlled within payroll, those are controlled by elements as well. All of these put together within the Cloud Payroll will manage those complex situations. The other circumstance is fast formula, the other thing we want you to remember. Think of your business rules. Any of those complex business rules, if you take those business rules and you apply any math and logic to it, you can have some type of output that will manage those business rules. And one additional aspect when it comes to fast formula or any of the configurations that you put together with Cloud Payroll is that they're update safe. So when the process or when the application is updated periodically, all of your configurations are completely safe from those updates. Okay, now we're going to go into Cloud Payroll and actually show you a demonstration of the product. So I'm in the system as a payroll administrator, and we're going to go in and actually look at what's called the payroll dashboard. Now, the payroll dashboard is an extremely handy tool. A lot of my payroll friends tend to really like this because this is the pulse point to be able to monitor how payroll is going on payroll day. A couple of different things that you have here that are of interest. You have an embedded analytic that shows you all of your different payroll flows that are in process at the same time. You also have the ability to view your activity status for your different types of payrolls, whether they're full payrolls, whether they're special types of pay, one-off or off-cycle payments. You have the ability to track those. You also have the ability to manage right here, down here, any of your errors that may pop up or any other messages to take action when it comes to processing your payroll. You also have the ability to view your process status. So with all of your payroll flows, you notice that you can check to see where it is in status of payroll run, prepayments, your check writers, your electronic funds transfers, costing, and the like. So you can check your different payroll cycles and really stay on top of your processes. So you can see here that it'll let you know when there's an error. It'll let you know when a payroll is completed. We're going to go into this payroll right now. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what's called the payroll checklist. Now, HCM Cloud comes delivered with leading practice payroll checklists. These are sets of steps within your payroll process that you can use right out of the box. They have embedded reporting. They also have a sequence of steps to manage your payroll process.
So I've heard that customers have a very specific sequence of how they run their payroll and how and what people do these tasks. Is this something that can be done with Oracle Payroll?
Absolutely. Cloud Payroll can definitely handle this. In fact, your checklists can be delivered, or they're delivered, and they can be used right out of the box, or you can change them up. You can reorder them. You can add steps. You can add individuals to manage different parts of your payroll process in the checklist by using role-based security that comes with HCM Cloud. So you have the ability to control your entire processes the way you need. Add reporting if you want to. It comes delivered with reporting, but you can add additional reports as you need. So let's take a look at a few things here. So what we have is this payroll checklist. We have different sections that are running here. For example, we have our pre-processes here, such as retro pay. We also have the actual calculations. This is where all the numbers come together. And then from here, we go into prepayments, and then we go into our actual payments where live checks are cut, electronic fund transfers are taken care of, and then also at the end, we have our costing, so our transfer to general ledger. So all of the steps are represented within this payroll checklist. And again, this can be used straight out of the box. So let's take a look at a couple of things here. I'm going to go in and actually look at one of our payroll processes. We're going to look at the results of our calculated payroll. And you can see here, it's pretty straightforward and easy and intuitive to check out. You have your employees here with their actual gross and net right here in front of you. So let's actually drill down into one of these employees. I'm going to take a look at Kathy Rudolph here and look at some of her details. I see that she has completed, I see her gross to net, but I want to see more details. So what we're going to go in is we're going to look at her statement of earnings, and we're going to actually take a look at those elements that I talked about earlier, her earnings elements, her deduction elements, and the like, showing the results. So again, we have a gross to net result right here, so I can see information based on that, but I also am able to click on her earnings number and see the elements that were processed for her earnings. I'm also able to click on deductions to see the different deductions that came out. So these are all the deduction elements that have been processed. We also have other types of deductions as well, pre-statutory. These are our benefits deductions. We can see those here. So you get the idea. You can go through and see all of the detail that you need for your payroll processes to verify that payroll has completed accurately for your employees. The other thing you can do with this is, it's really important for some agencies when I talk to them, this is something they always ask questions about, is being able to look at the costing. So you have your chart of accounts numbers attached to all of your different processes. You're able to see each of the processes from payroll and actually look at the chart of accounts information for each of those processes. So you can see where in the general ledger it is going to end up. So now I'm going to go back to the checklist. Let's take a look at some of the inline reporting that we have that comes delivered with this specific checklist. And again, you can add additional reports as you need. So what we have here is we have a gross to net report that I actually have open for you. Let's take a look at our gross to net report. This is a delivered gross to net report that comes straight out of the system. So you can have this gross to net information as you need. We also have the ability to check out our payroll costing report. This is another one in this particular payroll checklist. Let's take a look at the results of this. Now this is in Excel, so you're able to actually utilize Excel for a lot of different informational needs. And you can see right here it shows the different types of elements, employees, and the different costing information that these are assigned to. All right. And then rolling down in through our distributed payments, we have our EFT payments here, we have the generating of check payments, but then we also have the payroll register report. Let me bring up an example of that as well. And here's an example of the delivered payroll register report for this payroll. So all of your information is available to you, and these reports can also be sent out as needed when they kick off. So you can actually push these reports out to individuals that need this information in addition to being a part of your payroll process. One thing that's delivered with Cloud Payroll is a very robust dashboard to allow you to have access to payroll analytics that can help you make decisions when you need to. So right here within HCM Cloud, and again, based on your role, if you have access to payroll information, you can access this information as well. So here we have this delivered dashboard that talks about balance classifications, run results, retro pay, and the like. Let's take a look at a couple of these. So you can see right here, these are the different balance classifications for your payroll. So you can choose the different payrolls that occur and analyze your information as needed. Let's take a look at the payroll run results. We have this information here that's available for your different payrolls, so you can quickly get access to this information as needed to make those decisions that are very required. Let's look at retro pay. This is one that's very unique in the fact that it will give you warnings via color. This is the way it's configured to be able to highlight thresholds. This is an example of some of the thresholds that, or how thresholds can be illustrated within the dashboard. And then we also have payroll trends as well as costing information. So lots of information that is available at your fingertips. All right, so as you can see, Oracle Cloud Payroll is extremely flexible and robust to handle simple and complex circumstances when it comes to payroll. And it's also an integral part of the entire HCM Cloud suite.